Any change in consciousness is going to affect your physical life and your ability to perceive the third dimension versus multiple dimensions. And so what you watch when people ascend, essentially, when they gain an awareness that is like I'm speaking of, is that they gain access to all awareness. Awareness cannot be limited to the third dimension. So you start to see the realities of multiple dimensions. You start to be able to see the perspective of a source consciousness, which is beyond all of it. The 12th dimension contains all separate timelines and all potential timelines for all universes. Where else are you going to go from there? You're no longer restricted by gravity, and so you can fly around, and you're no longer restricted by all of these things, and so you can do whatever you want, and there's peace on Earth, and nobody eats each other. So our capacity to comprehend beyond the 12th dimension is not there. There's no telling whether we will be able to comprehend beyond the 12th dimension, though, because we are really in a state where each fragment of the vase is trying to come to a place where the vase realizes itself. The vase doesn't actually know what it is until it shatters. You're actually out of body. Your consciousness is interacting with the 5th and 6th dimensional realities, mostly symbolic forms of your own thoughts in your life, your own fears, things like that. But when you start to become lucid dreaming, then you wake up to the reality that you can control it. It's literally like a hologram that responds instantaneously to your thoughts. So that gets really fun. You're not really fully present with the external world anymore. You've been sucked into yourself. In my particular world, ascension means to no longer live in illusion. So it would be the state of complete awareness. We've called that many things over the years. We've called it enlightenment. We've called it a state of heaven, but realized heaven. You know, instead of heaven you reach when you're dead. So when that green fire starts to overtake your body, quite soon after that, this white fire just goes and flares up. So it's like there are two ghosts chasing each other through the whole body. You couldn't think even if you wanted to. You're aware, kind of, but you can't. You're not logically thinking. It just pulls you into the heart space so strongly. It's funny because, like, we humans, we can't even go to the depths of the ocean on our own planet, and we're confused about why other extraterrestrial beings wouldn't just be able to, like, eat, breathe, sleep, and poop like we can. Which we, of course, don't like, because we'd rather that God had all the answers. But why the hell would there be life if there were all the answers? Unless God's bored as hell. That would be sort of weird. It's more that you're in a state of awareness to the degree that you're no longer resistant to the highs or lows of life. You're willing to experience everything. And that in and of itself creates an inner peace. Peace, of course, we have to understand is not, it's a transcendent state. The state of peace transcends opposition. So peace is neither good nor bad. Peace is neither positive nor negative. It transcends all of that. That's what most of us are actually looking for. You as an individual are a microcosm of the macrocosm, and the macrocosm we could call God. God wants to know itself, you ought to know yourself. How's God going to know itself? You're going to know yourself. That's how. It's so sad on one level, but on another level, it's like, God, what must the people in other galaxies be thinking? And what's super fun, what I find fun, of course, is that when you go to the higher dimensional levels, you can come into different subjective realities, which is honestly how I do a lot of my work with people. What I can do is go up out of my body and then into theirs. So I can actually, and by the way, a lot of non-physical beings can experience life through your perspective. So I can do that. And it's really interesting to see just how drastically different subjective realities just between people are on this planet. You would think the purple is purple to everyone, but it sure as hell isn't.